up, Upper Debaters? You already know. What is this, like episode 14 now, Jay? We're getting old.
Yeah, it's getting up there. I got some hair on my chin. Actually, I had more in the intro video, technically, but...
Hey, I like that look. That look was clean. But hey, guys, it's me and Jay Fly, a.k.a. J100, a.k.a. Tyron Matthews' distant cousin. And I'm Dalton Holland, a.k.a. 302 Birds, a.k.a. Toxic Eagles fan. You already know. We got a great show for you guys tonight. Ton of topics. We're going to be talking about Jay's favorite player in the NFL, if not Tom Brady, Mr. Russell Wilson. We're going to be talking about some adversity in the NFL. We're going to be talking about some sophomore star QBs, some New Year's resolutions and new names for Washington. Antonio Brown drama that passed a long week. TDs, what's going up? Thanks for coming through. But yeah, we're going to be talking about all that fun stuff. But without further ado, Mr. J-Fly, you want to do the honors tonight?
Hit that intro. Let's get it.
It's up for debate.
Let's get it, dog. Shout out to Jay Snags. You got the DK Metcalf and the Abby. I had the custom Seahawks jersey on last stream. Shout out Seahawks. Shout out to Edmonds. Shout out to Tacoma and Renton. Everyone out there in Seattle. Shout out to all y'all.
All right. Are you ready to dive into our first topic? We're going to do our first topic, guys. We'll try to do the jersey reviews after that. I apologize for my call. I'm just getting over a sickness. But let's talk about our first topic. You're going to love this graphic.
Yes.
Yes. Dude, I literally was watching the game. First play, Jay, I shit you not. First play, I turn on my TV. This guy throws a pick. Is it time for Cleveland to get off the merry-go-round? What do you think, bro?
Oh, it's been time for a long time. Baker Mayfield. It's been time for a while. And Dal, you know, we were on the stream and I was talking to you on Monday, and I told you I never miss a football game. I'll go through great lengths to watch every single game. The Lions, the Vikings, the Falcons, whoever it is. I'll go to great lengths to watch it. I was at home, had nothing better to do really, and I didn't watch the first half of this game because I don't want to watch Baker Mayfield play football ever again. Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield are two guys I never want to see play football ever again. I have Case Keenum in our league this week. I'm in Superflex, and his nickname on my team is Trash's Backup Trash because that's how I feel about the Browns quarterback situation. Get rid of Baker. Draft anybody else. Matt Corral, Malik Willis, any quarterback. He doesn't even have to be good. He could be like a 7th round undrafted, but it doesn't matter. Just pick any guy. The guy from Cal State, Fullerton, they don't have a football team. Draft him. It doesn't matter. How you feeling, though, Doug?
I mean, look at this guy, Jay. Look at him. And I'm not going to lie to you. I used to be a big Baker guy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to say here. I'm not going to act like I wasn't. I used to be a huge Baker guy. But how much this guy has fell off the past year. I saw a stat today, Jay, and the stat was the top 3 QBs that have dropped in QBR rating from this season to last season. From last season to this season. Number 3 on the list was Baker Mayfield. The 3 QBs were, I believe, Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill, and Dak Prescott, actually, are the guys that had the 3 biggest drop-offs from last year to this year. And, I mean, Baker and Tannehill don't surprise me. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm an Eagles fan. We all know that. But Dak kind of surprises me because Dak's had a good year. But, like, Baker, it does not surprise me that he's dropped because we can see it in his play. We can see it in his decision-making. This guy sucks. I mean, if I'm a Cleveland fan – you remember, actually, when we first met, Jay, and I was first getting involved with Warzone, remember how hot I was on Cleveland? I was like the hottest guy in Warzone on Cleveland, and I look like a fucking idiot because of this guy.
Oh, man. Well, this is what I learned, though, and it's not anyone's fault that liked Cleveland this year because they had, like, a lot of pieces that were exciting, like Myles Garrett, I think Jadeveon Clowney, and OBJ were exciting. But the thing is that the Browns are the Browns. Like they're not good. It's just every year they get hopeful that they're going to be good, and every year they just trash. I don't want to be mean and say words I will regret, but they're just a bad team every single year, no matter what people say. Every single year. And I love Browns fans, and every year they're optimistic, and every year this year it's their year. It's never their year. So yeah, it's just bad. I can never root for the Browns or the Lions and actually like think that they're gonna win. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just letting yourself be disappointed before it even gets there. But anyway, though, that's all I gotta say about the dumb Browns. Wasting our airtime even talking about them.
That's facts. I mean, like, look at this guy.
Hey, Dole, real quick, TD's was in here, and he had a question. This Sunday night, who do you got between the Chargers and the Raiders? Just real quick before we move to the next topic.
Yes. Bring it up. Can you put the comment on the screen?
I can, but my screen blacked out, Dole. I hate to tell you. Unfortunately.
Oh, good. Let me see. Take fantasy out. Is Carr a top 10 QB? No. I'm going to say no. Taking fantasy out. 100% no. What do you think, Jay?
I'm going to say no, too.
Regardless, is Carr a top 10 QB?
No, I'm going to say Carr is not a top 10 quarterback because there's just too many other quarterbacks right now. And then you take fantasy out of it. I mean, with fantasy, he's not, of course, but without fantasy still, he makes too many – I don't know. He just doesn't – I don't know. It's tough. He just does things sometimes that frustrates you where you're just like, man, I don't like this guy. But then he does really good things like throw for 400 yards or whatever, and you're like, oh, he is really good. So I put him like in the 10 to 15 range.
Okay, that's fair. Well, there you go, TDs. We answered your question. Thanks for coming through, man. We're going to talk about one more topic, and then we're going to get into the jersey giveaway for you guys. Something I really wanted to cover with Jay real quick. I know Jay and I both – do you watch a lot of college football, Jay? Because I don't.
I don't watch very much college football.
That's really. What I thought. I thought you and I both don't watch a lot. But this is an interesting stat I saw this week, and I chose to make a graphic of it. Who runs the NFL? What college really produces the most NFL athletes? And actually, believe it or not, Jay, the fourth team, I believe they have 48. I didn't even put on this graphic, and I'll let you guess who they are and the people in the comments. So if you're watching the show right now, guess who the fourth team is, what college is not on here, and hint, it's not Clemson, which actually will trip you up, but that has the most NFL players right now. Alabama with 64, Ohio State with 58, the LSU University 52, Georgia Bulldogs 42, and Florida, if Robson was on the podcast, he'd be going ape shit right now, 38. I mean, what do you think, Jay? Who runs the NFL? What college program?
Well, I'll say this. Shout out to Brandon Spikes, Florida, the Gators. Shout out to the whole organization. I can't see the graphic, but I did want to guess Alabama would be number one because they're so dominant, and I feel like every receiver I could think of is from Alabama. But Jalen Hurts, your boy, from Alabama. But
hey,
I don't know that you're talking about that last team that's not on the graphic, right?
Yep.
I would have to guess because I don't know about college. I'd say Oregon would be my guess, but it's probably wrong.
Ooh, that's a good pick too. I feel like Oregon's kind of underrated, and they are a big NFL school too.
Probably wrong. It's probably some team from the South or something like that. It's probably like Texas or like something, but I have no idea. So
hey, Mr. Caden in the chat. We had Caden get it right, bro. Notre Dame. He called it out. It was Notre Dame, bro. Great job to you, Caden. Hey, if I had the sound effects right now, that's a fucking clapping sound effects because I got to figure that shit out. It was lagging out last week. I literally listened to it on the podcast this week, Jay, and I was like, oh my God, that was awful. I got to like find an app or something. But Caden, you got it right. It was Notre Dame. I mean, looking at this, here's what I'll say. I actually wanted to put up this graphic because LSU, you know, Jay, I love to talk about LSU. Brentley Powers is saying he thought Oklahoma. That's a good pick too.
Oh, that is great. Oh, you shout out.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, Brent. I just think at the end of the day, man, like LSU, like they have the most players. I'll tell you what, I thought about this today. LSU has produced two wide receivers in their first 2 years that have put up 1,400-yard seasons.
That's right.
In their rookie year. That is insane.
That's true. Jamar and Justin Jefferson are the future, for sure, of NFL wide receivers. And good news, my screen unblacked out, thankfully. So I'm back for the moment at least. And real quick, this was TD's questions that he wanted. As people were kind of talking about in the comments a little bit, but I'm sorry, I know I'm like late now on this, but do you have a pick for this game? Because there's a lot about this. It's really
no. That's a great pick. I'm glad you brought it back up. Give me the Chargers. Sorry, Joe Morley, Mike on the Mike Sports. You know you love me, but it's gonna be a really good game, Jay. But give me the Chargers. What do you got?
So I want to bring this up really quick because if the Colts lose in the early game to the Jags, which they haven't beat them since 2014 in Jacksonville, you heard about this. They may intentionally tie so they both go to the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, because I want I want them to make a run. But if the Colts lose, I'm going to just say I think they're going to tie. I think they're actually just going to intentionally tie so they both make it. But if the Colts do beat Jacksonville, then I want to say the Chargers because I think they're better. But for some reason, I think the Raiders at home would actually win. Or no, they're in LA, which is still kind of home. Wait, where are they? No, they're in Vegas, right? It's at Vegas. I don't know. I think the Raiders will somehow kind of find a way to like get a win somehow. I don't know why. But Chargers are the better team. So
good, yeah, good insight.
Stupid answer to give you, dog.
Back to the current topic. I mean, you see the graphic. I mean, what does this say to you, Jay? I mean, looking at the drop off between 64 and 58, that's not a big drop off, or even 58 and 52, that's 6 players each. But 52 to 42 is 10 guys, and I don't know. I mean, just like looking at it, I don't know if the stat means much. I just wanted to bring it up because LSU has like the 4th most. I just think it's interesting to see like this is kind of the trends I think where younger high school players will go. When you see that a lot of NFL players went to a certain college as a high schooler that wants to go to the NFL, you're going to go, oh, okay, I can go on the same path. So I think this is kind of a projection, Jay, for the next 5 years of rankings in where high schoolers would love to go. Alabama's the number 1 program. If you're a high schooler, Ohio State's pretty good. Notre Dame's pretty good. LSU's pretty good. And then you got the Georgia Bulldogs and Florida Gators. And FSU, actually, wasn't far behind. So, I mean, really,
where would you go?
NFL? I don't know, but
where would you go, dog? My question: where would you go if you had to pick one of these colleges or any college to play football? If you were a 5-star recruit right now in high school,
Jay, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to
I already know the
out
answer.
who you would go to, and I'm going to do you a favor real quick. Just tell me who you would go to.
Oh, I know. I'll go with my cousin. I would have went with my cousin to LSU. My cousin Tyron Matthews, the Honey Badger. I would have went down to LSU with my cousin, and I know you would be right there with me, dog. We'd be having parties out in LSU, out in good old Louisiana. There it is. LSU, baby. Hey, my cousin.
Me and Jay partying up in college at the L?
Hold on, I gotta wear my Matthew jersey now too.
Yeah. Hell yeah, we'd be doing that. I mean, like, dude, I would go to the LSU if I was you. You know where I'm going. I'm a huge LSU fan, and if you told me I could go to college with Jay, oh shit. I'm changing my last name legally to Matthew when I go to LSU for those 4 years. Because, hell yeah, me and my bro Jay and me and my bro Tyron are going to ball at LSU. I mean, I'll try to keep it moving because I don't want to focus too much on that topic. But, it'll be crazy, Jay. You, me, and Tyron, what do you think?
Oh, it would be unstoppable. Because what position you play, dog? What's your position? I never asked.
I would play, if I play football, I'd probably play slot wide receiver.
Ooh, oh my goodness, bro. We'd be like Brady and Welker out there. Just those little
I would literally be like Edelman. I'm tiny and lanky. I'd be like Edelman. I'd either play that or I play free safety, not strong. I don't have enough ass for that.
Yeah, I can't play defense. I'll be getting popped. But I'd probably play a little quarterback. I'm tall. I can throw accurate, little short passes, you know?
I hear you.
But, yeah, good times.
All right, so guys, I gotta pull up. Bear with me for 1 second. We're gonna do the jersey reveal for everybody watching right now. I do appreciate everybody for coming through tonight. If you guys don't win, I am sorry. But still, please don't unsubscribe to us. We love you guys. We appreciate your support. I hope you're enjoying the show. I hope you guys like the sports talk. I hope it's somewhat related to what you like. But let me pull up a randomizer. I'm going to copy and paste all of our submissions in. All right. Let me pull this up on my other screen, and I think I'm good to screen share with you guys. We're going to do a jersey giveaway, guys. Here's what the deal is. You guys got to hit us up within 24 hours to claim the jersey. So you need to watch the video. So anybody that cares about the jersey will hit us up. I'm not going to hit you up. This ain't middle school. So the people that actually came through tonight, I really hope one of you guys win because
I'm rooting for Caden, though. Just so you know, I'm rooting for Caden. He said I'm a smart man, and it's scientifically I've been tested. You know what I'm saying? I am a very smart person. So appreciate you, Caden.
If Caden wins, I'm gonna be hyped. You know what? I know I already put Caden in here, but since Caden's been a huge supporter, I'm gonna give this dude 3 extra entries right now. You guys see that? I don't know if you see that, Caden.
Hey,
At the
Jay's
bottom.
in here too. I think everyone that's in here right now should get 3. I think Jay Snack should get 3 extra. I think TD should get 3 extra. Brent Lee Power should get 3 extra.
Yes. All these people that came through, facts. Thank you,
Oh,
Jay.
tell TD's how to get in though, like whatever it was that to get in, so he could like do what it was and like so.
It's all good, TD. You just gotta follow our IG, follow our Instagram. If you win, we'll tell you what to do to make sure you got it.
Yeah.
But Jay, can you give me a drum roll?
Let's get it. Hold up.
Hey, and the winner's gonna be Big Mac Attack 01 on TikTok. You got 24 hours to hit us up, bro. We appreciate you for entering our contest. And say what's up. If you want to claim your jersey, bro, we appreciate you guys for coming through.
Appreciate everyone coming through on this.
Huh?
No, I just want to tell everyone, appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate the love on here.
Don't leave, guys.
Give to everybody, honestly. I mean, I know I would. I know Dalt would. So.
All right, Jay, I'll let you pick. Actually, I'll let those in the chat pick if they can reply quick enough. Do you guys want to talk about the sophomore star QBs, Russell Wilson, or Antonio Brown next? What do you want to talk about, Jay?
Antonio Brown's a hot topic. I'm with that. I didn't hear the second.
Let's roll with that. That'll be fun. Let's roll with that. So I'll cue it up. But what the hell's going on there, man? I mean, what was your thoughts about what went on this past weekend?
Oh man, it was a lot. There was so many things. Yeah, everyone wants to talk about Antonio Brown too. So good pick, Dalt. It was a lot of stuff. This is the thing. I told you this on Monday. I've been telling people this. When it happened, I was telling everyone on Twitter, everyone that was bringing it up to me, look, Antonio Brown, something had to happen. Something that had to have happened for him to react like this. Whether it was something that Bruce Arians said, the coaching staff said, something that happened in his personal life, something that caused him anxiety, pressure, stress, something that like he had to get away from it. It wasn't him being just like a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I applauded him. I was supporting him. He has the right to walk away, to like keep his peace and all that. And I brought up Simone Biles. She walked out on the Olympics this past year, whatever it was, 2021, and people were going crazy and hammering her and saying she was a traitor, she was selfish. Same thing they're saying to AB. And then, a week later, she says that she had anxiety, she had all these issues going away from home and pressures, and people are supporting her. And I'm like, same thing's gonna happen to AB. People are like hating him massively, but they find out why he did all these things, and now everyone's supporting him. Now it turns out that he injured his ankle and he couldn't play, and the coach wanted him in. He said, I didn't want to play, and the coach got mad at him, yelled at him, and said, get out of here, you're done. And he got mad. He said, well, if I'm done, what's the point of me being here? And he left. In the way that, I mean, I agree. I probably would have done the same thing if I'm in this situation. So now people are going to start supporting him and like feeling bad for him or whatever. And I don't understand why people jump to conclusions when no one had any details on the situation. So anyway, bottom line, I was on his side in the beginning. I'm on his side now, and I'm going to stay on his side. I don't think he did anything wrong. But how you feel, dog?
So, it was tough because, like you said, there's two sides to every story, of course. And that whole super gremlin shit that he was, talking about on his Instagram, I didn't get any of that at all. I was like, what are you saying? Anyway.
He's a super gremlin.
It was just weird. But anyway, at the end of the day, how I feel about it is I'm not mad at him, of course, because, I heard a rumor today that he was injured and he didn't want to play, and they told him that you're either going to play or not be on this team. And if that's true, that's not cool. But at the same time, I realize that there's two sides to every story. So that may be one thing that he's saying, and it may be completely the other way. So at the end of the day, we'll see what he does next. I'm going to say this, though. I don't think that he'll be in the NFL ever again.
Woo!
And that's crazy to say right now. And he's the best receiver of the past decade, 2010 to 2020. No doubt, stats, everything. No doubt, hands down. But I don't see an NFL team signing a man that walked out midway throughout a game in the NFL, at least for the next 2 years. At least for the next 2 years, I don't see Antonio Brown playing, if not ever again. I mean, do you know his age off the top of your head? Do you have any idea?
I can look that up real quick. I think
33 years old. I just looked it up. So 33-year-old wide receiver, Jay, it's going to be tough for a team to sign a 33-year-old wide receiver that's
I was right.
out mid-game.
Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, he is getting his age is getting up there. That's going to be an issue. This is what I say. I say if he goes out and a team because the team knows what he could do. They've seen the tape this year alone. Not much less the past years. But if he goes out and team says let's come out, work out with us, whatever. If they see that he does what he's been doing all year, I can't see a team not picking him up. If not this year, next year. Because the big thing this year, if you I don't know if you heard about this, but the Buccaneers haven't officially even released him yet. They're holding on to him because they don't want another team to pick him up. I don't know if you heard about that. So
Yeah, I did hear
TD's
that.
point, yeah, he's right on it. The Dallas Cowboys are the team that if he gets released officially, I would be calling his phone right away and saying, like, Michael Gallup was not even that great to begin with, just got injured out for the whole playoffs. I'm picking up AB to go alongside with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. And who's going to – like, you have three of the top receivers in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of teams in the playoffs that could use him. Aaron Rodgers – with Devontae Adams and AB, that would be a crazy combination. I don't want to see that. That'd be disgusting. But you have a lot of teams that I can probably if you think about the teams though, almost every team making the playoffs this year can probably use AB. So I think he should still play in the league again. But now, like we said on Monday, we'll find out this whole blackball thing that was a rumor a few years ago, if that's a real thing in the NFL, because AB is a player that should be on the field talent wise, in my opinion.
No, I definitely hear what you're saying.
But I get what you're saying too, dog. I get what you're saying
The
too.
thing is, like, I don't like that he left mid-game, but it's like he's so talented. That's why it actually upsets me that he left mid-game, because I'm like, wait, like, you could have still played for an NFL team if this just came out and maybe you handled it differently. You know what I mean? Like, next week, you may.
Yeah. Well, you know what? But you know what I say, dog, and I don't want to say like anything offensive to AB on this, but that to me that's like a piece of cheese being in a kitchen, or like a sandwich being in a kitchen and getting mad at me because I took a bite in my kitchen. It's a sandwich in my kitchen. You know what I'm saying? You're AB. You know what you got when you signed AB. AB, he is like, that's his personality. And you can't be mad at AB for acting like himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was slighted or disrespected or felt like that the coach was in the wrong, then that's how he's gonna, that's how he's gonna behave, and I can't fall for that. But I get what you're saying, dog. If this was like, I can't think of a different player, like Julian Edelman. Maybe we just talked about him. If Julian Edelman did that, we'd probably be like, okay, there's something wrong with this, because he's not. But AB, he's done stuff like this already.
It's like expectable. That's a really good point too. It's just like you feel bad for him. Like, you heard what Tom Brady said, and even Tom Brady said. We were talking about this Monday when we streamed on Up for Debate on TikTok. But, like, you heard what Tom Brady said. He was even just like, this man needs help. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And if Tom Brady's saying that, one of his good friends, I just think that, like, at the end of the day, something's seriously up. I mean, it sucks to see it. I mean, we'll see what he does next. One of my friends, Tom Salucci, or my buddy Jack, actually, today at work. Jack on 302 Birds, you know him.
Jack Jordan
today that apparently Antonio Brown's next intention is to become a male stripper. Like, no shit, like, actually, like, what he said he's going to do in an interview on, like, a podcast or something.
Well, he don't need the money, but he can do what he wants. That's another reason he can do that, because he don't need the money. If he was a player that needed the money, he wouldn't have done that. He would have been like, I'm going to bite my tongue, and I'm going to just sit here and take it. But, yeah. Sophomore quarterback, though, that's a hot topic.
That is. Take it away. What do you think? I mean, out of these four guys, what I wanted to ask you is, which one do you think, number one, has the most – I'll ask you two questions, two answers, and they can't be the same two QBs to make it fun. Which guy do you think has the most potential long-term to be the best out of these four, and which guy do you think is the best right now today?
Woo! Now, I didn't see that coming, though. That's a great question. All right, so long-term, I'm going to go with my guy, Fourth and Herbie, because, I love Justin Herbert. Just the way he plays the game. He has a talent, like just a raw talent to be a great quarterback. We know he has an arm strength. He has it all, really. There's nothing that he doesn't. He can run with the ball. He's pretty quick, fast, makes good decisions. So I'm going to say long-term, Justin Herbert. But right now, I'm going to have to go with your guy, dog. And not your guy from the Eagles. Your guy from LSU, Joe Burrow. I think he's the best quarterback currently right now out of the four. And it's really close with him and Herbert. But I think that both those guys are miles ahead of Tua. I love Tua, and I think it was a good draft pick, and he's better than Deshaun and all that. Hurts, I like a lot, and he could be very promising, has a lot of potential. But, yeah, those two guys for sure, in my opinion, are above and beyond. That's what I got. How you feeling, dog?
No, that's a great answer. You took the words right out of my mouth. I agree with everything you said. Best right now, I think it's Herbie. Most potential, I think it's Burrow. But, look, I'm going to mix it up to make it fun. I'll say the best right now, I'm going to say is actually Burrow.
Hold on, dog. Now you mixing it up is saying what I just said. The first thing you said was mixing it up. I said Burrow right now, Herbert long term. So go ahead.
All right. I'm going to mix it up. I agree with what you said. So if I was a betting man, I would say what you said. Best right now is Burrow, most potential is Herbie. But like if I had to pick one for best right now, I think it's still Burrow. Like he's so good right now. Like you hit the nail on the head. But give me most potential. I'll mix it up and I'll say my guy Jalen because this guy since week 9 has been balling. He's been looking really good. He is putting up throwing stats that Donovan McNabb had similar into his first 2 years, and he's putting up rushing stats that Lamar Jackson had similar in his first 2 years. Not saying he's the next coming of Jesus, just saying, hey, maybe this guy's an Eagles franchise quarterback, which is an accomplishment because we haven't had a franchise quarterback since McNabb, I would say. So out of all these guys, I mean, they're definitely all really, really good. I just think that the 3 guys on the left are going to be more of the nothing against Tua. I think he still has time to develop. I just think these 3 guys we've seen like show out, lights out performances from all 3. I don't think we've seen the 4 TD, game from Tua yet.
No, I agree. I agree with you on everything you said, and I do think that with Hurts, it's kind of a weird thing where we know Herbert and like I know Herbert's gonna be. I really am confident he's gonna be a star like 10 years into the league. And Joe Burrow, I'm pretty confident in as well. But Jalen Hurts, even though we're not like super confident it'll happen, if it does happen, he may be better than everyone on the graphic, like you said. So it's like boom or bust with Jalen Hurts in a way for me.
No, you hit the nail on the head, man. I don't really have too much to say about that. I know we have a ton of topics that we can cover tonight, guys. So we're just going to keep it moving. Getting into our next topic, I mean, while we're talking about Jalen Hurts, Jay, I figure we might as well just kind of hash out this topic. So this is something I'm going to bring up on 302 Birds tonight with my guys on there. But look at this tweet and tell me what you think of that. Give me your honest opinion.
I love this stat, these words, and this is why, because I talk about Deshaun Watson taking a good Texans team and taking them to 4-12 last year, and people were like, "Oh, well, it's not the quarterback. It's just, the coach is the most winningest coach of all the college coaches hired, Bill O'Brien, and all these stats. No one wants to look." Now you look at this. Carson Wentz took a good Colts team and led them to a 9-7 record so far in the same amount of games. Jalen Hurts took a struggling Eagles team that was 4-11 to 9-7, and people are going to say all this other stuff, but the numbers don't lie in this situation, and wins are all that matter. And with that being said, I'm a wins guy. I like to win, dog. I'm about winning. If you didn't know this already, I'm about winning. Jalen Hurts is a winning quarterback, regardless of what people say about the coaching staff, the running game, this or that or whatever. I don't care what they got to say. I know 302 Birds, you guys will break that down. You might break it down a little bit right now.
No, but you're right. He's a winning QB.
He wins. That's all I care about. He wins. And when it comes to playoffs, if the Colts make the playoffs, because there's a chance they don't. We talked about it earlier with the tie and all that stuff. They make the playoffs, people are going to care more about how far these teams go in the playoffs than anything else. And right now, it looks like, I don't know if I'm wrong, but both teams look like they have hope to make a run. Like we're not afraid of either team. Like if you're playing against them, you're not like scared of like playing them in the playoffs. But they're a team that can make a run and win some close games. How do you feel, Doug?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, like at the end of the day, how I feel about it, Jay, is like you kind of just said. I mean, Carson Wentz took an 11-5 team. Sorry, I'm just going to go live for the last 10 minutes of our podcast. I want to try to wrap up at 8:45 if possible, just because I got to talk about something with 302 Birds. But I totally agree, man. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm about winning too. And Carson Wentz had an 11-5 team last year and took them to 9-7. That's 2 less wins. Really, with the NFL season changing the rules, that might be 3 if they lose next week. We don't know. But if you would have told me last season, Jay, when we knew that Carson Wentz was going to be traded and Jalen Hurts was going to be our new QB, we all knew that as Eagles fans. But if you would have told me that, I would have said, if you would have told me the Philadelphia Eagles next season, Dalton, will make the playoffs before the Indianapolis Colts, I would have said, you're out of your fucking mind. What are you talking about? I would have said, you're crazy. But, hey, the Eagles have clinched the playoffs before the Colts. And the Eagles have 3 first-round freaking picks next year. And they're in the playoffs. Do you know how scary that is for a lot of NFL teams? I don't know. I definitely was mad when the Eagles traded Wentz. I thought Wentz was the future, but holy shit. Maybe Jalen Hurts in the second round was the guy. Because I'm not going to lie, Carson, love you to death. Thankful for my Super Bowl, but you were injury prone a lot, even if you don't want to admit it.
And here's a question for you, and maybe the guys at 302 Birds later, if you want to bring it up. But would you trade one of those first round picks for a later first round pick, like next year, or something like that, to give Hurts one more year, and then possibly draft a quarterback next year if it doesn't work out? Was that something that you think about?
You know what I would do right now, Jay? And I was talking about it with my friends. I would honestly trade 3 first-round picks to one of the teams with the 2 first-round picks, either with the first overall pick, either the Lions or the Jags. I would trade with them all 3 first-round picks, and I would take Aiden Hutchinson or Thibodeau or whatever from.
Oh yeah.
I would take one of those 2. Take an elite pass rusher. You're going to have him on a rookie deal for 4 years with Jalen Hurts on the other side of the ball. You're built to win now. Devontae Smith is still on a rookie deal. Take an elite pass rusher to pair up with Fletcher Cox at the end of his career. I mean, I love Brandon Graham, but he's getting old. Derek Barnett doesn't seem to be the answer. Josh Sweat is really good. Maybe take somebody on the opposite side and take somebody that's going to be the next generational defensive end.
I like it. I feel like I've heard that from I think maybe last week or something like that. You were talking about something like that, but I like it. There's so many things you can do. You have 3 first-round draft picks. You can't really go wrong unless you just draft 3 absolute busts, I guess. But
it would be crazy, but we'll see what happens. Now, Jay, we got to pick one topic to not talk about. So I'm thinking just because it's NFL season, we might not talk about the Lakers topic, but we're going to talk about this because I knew you wanted to bring something up interesting with the WFT, but new year, new name, new QB.
Yes.
What do you think, Jay? You think Heineke should stick around?
No, Heineke should be gone. I would say gone. He's still a decent backup quarterback. I don't want to say gone. That's mean. He's a backup quarterback. So when we talked about him all year, he's been a topic because he plays bad, but he still has a job because there's no one else there to take it from him. But this is the thing, is that people, they clown him or whatever because he's been starting games this season, but he's not a starter. He's playing as a backup to a guy that's been hurt all season. You gotta respect that. Like, no one's out here saying Chuba Hubbard should be the running back 1 or something like that, because we know he's just a backup for Christian McCaffrey until they find someone better or Christian McCaffrey gets healthy next year. So, yeah, he's the backup. He should be the backup. They got to find a quarterback. They've known this for 2 years now at least, that they got to find a quarterback, maybe longer. So, yeah, watching football, they need a new quarterback for sure. Ryan Fitzpatrick's probably done. Get a new one. Let Heineke be your backup or your third stringer or whatever you want, and it's fine. I'm not mad about that. How are you feeling about Heineke, though? You think he should be on the team still, or how are you feeling about him?
I saw an article that a Washington fan posted today, and if, for God forbid, if when you're talking and I seem like I'm talking and I'm muted, I'm just talking to the TikTok, so don't worry.
Oh, it's all good.
But I saw an article that a Washington fan posted today, and it said, well, he may be he may be our QB of our favorite fandom, and we all love him. I don't think he's the QB of our future. I think they said that he could be a starting NFL QB, but not a franchise NFL QB.
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree with that. I mean, when the Eagles played him, I'm not going to lie, I was scared. It could have went bad fast. And if Chase Young was on the other side of that ball, rushing, it would have been a hell of a lot scarier. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think that they should at least give Heineke one more year, because I think, who the hell else are you really going to take, especially when they're at that mediocre position in the draft where they're at 13 to 15. I mean, maybe take Kenny Pickett if he's there, or somebody along that caliber, but I don't think that they'll be there. So stick with Heineke another year. I don't know. I don't think that there's a ton of I don't think that there's a ton of players out there in the draft or quarterbacks, I should say, that I'd really take over Heineke. What about you?
Yeah, so I think that's a smart strategy. If you draft a quarterback in the first round with your pick, whoever falls to you, the Patriots kind of did that. Pick 15, they picked Mac Jones. So I would do something like that. Just take a 15 or whatever pick you get. Take a quarterback, let him battle it out. I'm sure whatever quarterback will beat Heineke. If the quarterback's a bust, you still have Heineke there, and then you have another year of this mediocrity that you don't like anyway. But I would say go after a free agent. Go after Aaron Rodgers or whoever's going to be a free agent this year. That's a decent quarterback that can start for you. Because Heineke, in my opinion, I can't think of a team I'd want him to start at quarterback for, besides maybe the Browns and Baker Mayfield, but to me, it's kind of really close. So, yeah, close with Baker Mayfield is not a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's like going to be tough. Sorry, just shouting out my boy, Mr. Vincent Garman in Up for Debate. This is my boy, Jay. You got to say what's up here. I'm going to show you my guy, Jay, Vince. Jay, you got to say what's up to Vince. He's a huge fan of your cousin, the Honey Badger.
Oh, yeah, my cousin appreciates all the love that he gets from everybody. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? On his behalf, shout out to Vince as well.
Hey, shout out to Vince. We appreciate you, bro.
Family.
But like back to the WFT thing, Jay, it's going to be interesting to see how they build, but I'm not counting anything out. It's going to just be interesting to see what direction they take it. I don't know if they trade first-round picks for Heineke. I don't know what they try to do. But let's get into our main topic of the night and last topic of tonight, guys. We appreciate everybody for coming through.
Wait, hold on. Before we move on, because I don't care about Heineke. He's trash. I don't care about him. They could keep him. They could leave him. I don't really care. What I do care about, though, the integrity of our football league is the new name that they're supposedly unveiling in February. That's what I want to talk about. So, what name? What name do you got? What name do you like? This is a list. Tell me what name that you like out of this list right here, because this is the part that I really want to know. The Red Hogs defenders, like they're a G League NBA team. Armada, don't know what that is. Presidents, which sounds dumb. Brigade, which sounds like it's something from like the UK or something like that. Commanders, another thing that sounds dumb. Red Wolves, which I don't even think wolves are red. I'm not sure about that. Red Wolves, I haven't seen them. I'm sure they're a real thing somewhere. And the Washington football team is still in the top 8 of names that they're deciding by February. Out of all those dumb names, besides the Washington football team, which I like, what name are you taking, dog?
Look, here's what I'm taking. Appreciate you, Vince, for coming through, man. I appreciate you in the chat. Shoot me a text for sure. We'll get together soon. We got 10 people in the Up for Debate chat right now. We appreciate all you guys.
Appreciate you.
But if I'm the Washington football team, I'm taking the DC Commanders as my name.
Whoa.
I think that's kind of dope. I think that's sick. I think it has a ring to it. The Washington football team, no, that's too boring. Believe it or not, the Washington Red Wolves, I kind of thought was dope. But I heard that somebody said that their name got leaked and that what it's going to be now is it's going to be like the Washington Red Tails. And I don't know if you knew in World War II, there was historically actually an all-black pilot union. Like all the Air Force pilots were black in World War II, and they were called the Red Tails.
Yeah.
And they flew out of D.C., I think. I'm not sure the whole story, so I apologize if I got anything wrong. But I think that would be dope if they were called the Red Tails. I think that'd be really cool.
Didn't they get in trouble for making like their last name before the football team racial or something like that? Didn't they already get in trouble for something like that, dog?
They did, but it's like that's like a historically cool like thing. Like the Redskins is just like something to be frowned upon. I mean, you're right. They'll probably just steer away from anything racial just because like you know how it is. But we'll see. I mean, my top contender though is DC Commanders. I think that'd be sick.
Commanders. If I had to pick one that wasn't the football team, because my choice, I think they just leave it. They shouldn't change it like every 2 years. I don't know why an NFL team just wants to change their name all the time. But so I would keep the football team. But if we got to change it, I would go the Red Hogs because it sounds like something really like wild, like Arkansas.
That's what my boy Andy said. My roommate texted me, and he's a Redskins fan, and he texted me that today. He said, "Yo, I want Red Hogs."
Yeah, I'd go with that. It sounds like something dumb and funny and cool and weird. So I'm down.
Hey, screw it. But hey.
Here's
One last topic here. I want to try to keep it to 3 minutes. So take it as long as you want, Jay, because you're more of the Redskins fans. You take it first. Tell me everything you think that could happen about this. Is Russell Wilson looking for a change of scenery next year? And if so, where's he going?
So let me tell you something, dog. I don't really care much about the Seahawks at all. And I have, nothing to really tie myself to the team. So I don't really care where Russ goes. I just like Russ as a football player, as a person. He's a great guy. Overall, I mean, he goes to the hospital like every week. He visits the kids. Like he takes care of a lot of people. He does a great thing. So at the end of the day, I really just love Russell Wilson. I like any team he plays for, except for the Browns. Please don't. I hope he doesn't go to the Browns. Like I hope so bad. If he goes to the Browns, I would hate to watch football on Sundays because I'd hate to root against them because the Browns are terrible. He's going to lose. He's going to go like 5 and whatever. But anyway, I would love to see him go to the Giants I would love to see him go to the Chicago Bears. Is my number one pick for him. The Bears. We talked about off the podcast, but Russell Wilson for like some draft picks, maybe Justin Fields in there. I think that would work out. You know what I'm saying? Like the defense is great. Russell Wilson's great. The Bears will probably win the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson, in my opinion. The Broncos would be contenders to go to the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson. The Giants, I think, would have a shot to make a playoff run with Russell Wilson, and so would the Saints. The Browns, I think, wouldn't make the playoffs even with Russ, because they're just I don't think the Browns are good. But I mean, a lot better than Baker Mayfield to make the playoffs at least, maybe. But maybe I don't know. Anyway, though, I'm going with the Bears. I think that but this is my thing though. I don't think Russ is going to leave Seattle. I know we've been talking about it since last year. I know Mike on the mic was saying I think he's done in Seattle. I think that Russell Wilson loves Seattle. He loves being there. He wants to play his whole career there. I think Pete Carroll's going to stay as well. But yeah, maybe Sierra's like, I don't like this rain. I don't like this cold weather. I don't like being up here. Let's go to a nice cold place. I'm just playing like Chicago. I'm just playing. But, like a nice big city like Chicago or New York. I don't really see her going to New Orleans, I guess. I don't know. Cleveland for sure. I think she'd much rather be in Seattle. People like Seattle. And then Denver is a nice city. So, I don't know. How you feeling, dog?
I definitely agree. Like, I think, like what you just said about Chicago Bears would be dope. They got a good defense. They got Eddie Jackson. They got Khalil Mack a little bit longer. They have Roquan Smith, who's young still. It's like it feels like the best team to build, and they have Allen Robinson. They have Cole Kmet still on his rookie deal. They have David Montgomery. They have pieces, it feels like. But believe it or not, Jay, I think the most interesting team to see this guy play for me would 110% be the New Orleans Saints. I think that he would make them instant Super Bowl contenders, and that's why actually this background right here is in the good old state of Louisiana.
Jackson Square.
Episode. I think Russ will be frying up shrimp around there. I think he'd be having a good old damn time, partying up with Sierra or Mardi Gras, doing everything that a New Orleans QB should do. But in all seriousness, guys, I think that I would love to see him be playing with Alvin Kamara, even just Alvin Kamara, even if Michael Thomas leaves. I don't care. Russell Wilson and Alvin Kamara, to me, alone just sounds like a lethal combo. So out of all these teams, I think that it would be interesting to see him play for the three on the left, the Saints, Broncos, and Bears. I agree with everything you said about the Bears, so I won't elaborate much on that. But if I could pick one of these three teams to play for him, and I think that he would be the most successful, 100% the Saints.
Saints? Yeah, I like that too. I think, like you said, the ones on the left make a lot of sense. The defenses are really elite on those last three on the left. And then he has like a lot of history with the Broncos too. Peyton Manning went to the Broncos and won a Super Bowl, so he might do the same thing later in his career. But I will say this, though, I have a question for you, because Russell Wilson, like the Seahawks are literally like his team. Like you think about the Seahawks before Russell Wilson, it felt like they were like I don't want to say terrible. They just weren't that good before Russell Wilson, in my opinion. They made that one Super Bowl, I guess, a long time ago. But I just feel like the Seahawks are known as like people who like the Seahawks in any capacity. Just they like Russell Wilson, really, and like that's kind of how it goes. Do you feel like he doesn't want to lose that? Like, because if he goes to Denver or if he goes to Chicago or if he goes to New Orleans, it's not really his team anymore. He's like the new guy now, and he's great. Yeah. He's one of the best new guys you can get. But how do you feel about that?
Well, let me be honest with you, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, just because I know we got to wrap it up soon. But like at the end of the day, Jay, dude, like I think you hit the nail on the head. He doesn't want to be that guy. I love Russ. I love what he does for Seattle. Like, I think that if I could pick any team for him to play for next year, it would be the Seattle Seahawks. But it's just going to be, do we trust the Seattle Seahawks front office? I mean, like you, as like somebody that knows the Seattle Seahawks more than me, do you trust their front office?
I actually do. I think the Snyder stuff or whatever. Actually, I do. The one thing that I will say about Seattle, the community in general, with the football team, the front office, and everything they got, coaching staff and stuff, is that they all are really like they're all really close knit, and they all really like actually. I think they actually care about each other a little bit more than I would say a lot of franchises do. So I think if Russ wants to stay and he wants to make work, I think they'll find a way. Same thing with Pete Carroll. That's why I was talking to Viv actually. He'll be on here next week, I believe. But I was talking to Viv. He was saying that Pete Carroll's got to go. I think that if they can work it out, Pete wants to stay. I think they'll make it work out for another year until they have a bad season where Russell Wilson's healthy the whole year. I think they'll work it out, in my opinion. But yeah, he was hurt this year, dog. You can't really blame the record on Russ because he was out for like 4 games and was like hurt for another 4 games. So that's 8 games really out of what 17, 18 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like
you can't
it's
really hold it.
tough too to be a QB and be injured because a QB has to do so much. They're really the ringleader. They're really the like when you see an orchestra and you see the guy at the front. I don't even know what it's called, but they really are the conductor per se.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
Russell Wilson is such a good conductor, especially with his legs. It's tough seeing him deal with an injury. I don't know. Do you know what the injury was? I don't
Yeah,
know.
with his finger. He broke his finger
That's even tougher because your hands you got to throw
on
with
his
it.
own hand. Yeah,
It's not even like that limits his running ability, and he can still be a great thrower like he is. I mean, that just kind of sucks all around. I mean,
yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see where he plays next year, though.
Their top two running backs were injured too. Carson was hurt, has been hurt all year, and then Rashad Penny just barely got healthy. And you see what he's done now that he's healthy. He rushing for like 150 yards a game since he got healthy. So they missed that all year until like last 2 weeks. So it's tough.
Yeah.
No quarterback, no running back, and yeah, Geno Smith out of all backups, by the way, adult. So it wasn't good for them. It's the worst possible.
And Geno, you don't like Geno?
Yeah, Geno, Baker, and Heineke are the three quarterbacks that have played meaningful minutes this year that I would never want to watch play football again.
Perfect. Well, I mean, I don't have much else to say. I know you hate all three of those guys. It just cracks me up. But Mr. J, I always appreciate doing this podcast with you. I am sorry, guys. I just got to run this week because me and 302 Birds actually, since we're just an Eagles podcast, we want to talk about what do we want to do with the season moving forward once the Eagles season over. So I'll let you guys know on TikTok or something about that. But appreciate everybody that supports us on TikTok. Appreciate this guy right next to me. Love this dude. We always have a good time. I do the same thing, Jay. Don't worry. Mr. J Fly, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming through. I mean, I don't have much else to say. Do you?
No, you as well, bro. You have a great one. It's always good talking to you. Happy New Year, my brother here, Dalton. Shout out to Mac Attack for the jersey stuff. Good stuff. And yeah, bro, I'll see you. Y'all have a good one out there. Thanks for watching TikTok, YouTube, everyone else watching. Dalton, my guy, you have a good night.
That's facts. And Big Mac Attack, please, please, please DM me in the next 24 hours to claim your jersey. If you watch this video or hear this, it is a free jersey, man. I really hope you do. Claim it, claim it, claim it. Other than that, appreciate y'all. Have a good night from me and the 12th man himself. Peace.